Is your vintage A final leg number 1. Drivers are ready, marshals are ready, listen for the tone. So Paul Upton off and away from Paul, leads well James Pritchard and Rory Tooley. It is regulation 1, 2, 3 and 4. So Paul Upton, organiser of this great event, is your lead. Oh, he's over. Pritchard's going to knock him over onto his roof. Upton's going to drop 4 spots, so down to P4. That's going to release James Pritchard and Rory Tooley to the 2 and 3. Down the straightaway they come. James Pritchard in the black and yellow wheels. Then we've got the 3 car of Rory Tooley, yellow, orange and checker. Rocking the yellow wheels. Then it looks like it's going to be a 6 car of Lee Broadhurst. And then we're recovering pole man Paul Upton. So this is leg number 1 of 3 for these vintage cars. James Pritchard coming down the straightaway now, being chased down by Rory Tooley. Can James Pritchard hold on? What can Rory Tooley do? Can he chase him down? We have 1 minute down and 4 to go here in A-Main leg number 1. James Pritchard just starting to get out front. Oh, error from Lee Broadhurst. He's put it in the fence. So that is going to release Paul Upton back to a free spot. He couldn't handle the pressure of P1, but can he catch back up to him? 1 straight length separates the front 3 as they come round in front of race control. It's Pritchard, it's Tooley and it's Upton. Coming into the front side table we go. Pritchard getting it slightly sideways, going to lose a couple of attempts. Rory Tooley going to close in, and here comes Upton. So onto the AstroTurf they go. They drive off the AstroTurf. Your 3 leaders down the straight they go. Pritchard, Tooley and Upton. Half the straight length comes the 3 of them. 1 minute and 30 down, 3:30 to go. This is RC Racing at its finest, vintage class here at the British Offroad Grand Prix. James Pritchard is your leader of A-Main number 1. He's been chased down by Rory Tooley, and Paul Upton is closing. New hot lap of the race goes to Paul Upton with a 21.3 last time by. 21.3 from Paul Upton last time by is closing, and he's through. Rory Tooley making an error, but Upton makes an error, catches a pipe, so Tooley going to go by. All this does is release Pritchard. So James Pritchard now got maybe a 1.5, 2 second lead as they come down the straightaway for the 7th time with 2:15 down and 2:45 to go here in this 5-minute final. Upton looks up inside, sends it and goes. He licked the stamp, sent that and found a way through. So Paul Upton, you have a 2.3 second gap that you're going to have to find to close in on James Pritchard. But you have the fastest lap in your repertoire. So a 21.3 from Paul Upton to Pritchard's best, a 21.6. So Pritchard crosses the line. It was a 22 flat for Pritchard, and Upton's over on the loop. Disaster. So that's going to release Tooley and Cooper. Upton going to fall down to the 4 spot. So James Pritchard extends his lead this time round due to errors in the field behind him. So Paul Upton is through, and here comes Rory Tooley in the 2 spot, 4.1 seconds in arrears. So your race leader is the black and yellow car coming onto the green AstroTurf section now. Comes off it, going to hang right over the washboard, and down the straight goes Pritchard. He's got the number 2 on his car, but he's rocking round in the 1 position with 1 minute and 30 down, 3 minutes and 30 to go here in a final leg number 1. Now behind Pritchard we have a battle for second. It's Rory Tooley, Dan Cooper and Paul Upton. The Upton battle looks closest on track. We will pick them out as they come off the AstroTurf now, and Upton's got through. So Paul Upton at the end of the straight now. He is your number 1 car, turquoise and purple. He is trying to chase down Rory Tooley for second. James Pritchard, meanwhile, has checked out front. So battle on track coming off the paving slabs is for second and third. It is between Rory Tooley and Paul Upton. Rory Tooley with the 3 on his car on the straightaway now, being chased down by the number 1 of Paul Upton. 4 minutes and 15 seconds have expired, 45 seconds to go. Pritchard leads, Tooley leads Upton, Cooper, Wooster, Broadhurst, Tunks, Shaw, Hung, Ash, Rogers and Ely. Is your forward in order. Your race leader is coming onto the straightaway now, but more importantly the battle for second comes onto the straightaway now. It's going to be Rory Tooley. He's coming up on traffic, so that's going to be the 10 car and the 11 car and the 9 car. So can Tooley find a way through? Can Upton do anything about it? We have 15 seconds remaining. Upton's crashed. He's driven off the side of the track. So we'll pick up our race leader. Coming down the straightaway now, James Pritchard with black and yellow machine. He's going to go by the line with 5 seconds to go. This is your final lap for Mr. Pritchard. Can he take home the win in leg number 1? Let's follow him round as he comes off the paving slabs into the roller sleeper. He's going to go through the switchbacks onto the AstroTurf corner. Powers away over the roller, clears the washboard in 1. Down the straightaway he goes. James Pritchard, 2 corners to go. Going to come across the line and take the win of 205 Vintage, A-Main number 1. Rory Tooley going to come home in 2nd, Paul Upton 3rd, Dan Cooper 4, Lee Broadhurst 5, Matthew Tunk 6, Wayne Ash 7, Rob Shaw in 8, Les Hung 9, Mark Rogers 10, Daniel Wooster 11, and Chris Ely going to finish in 12.
Okay, all the grid is set. Good luck, drivers. This is the A final, leg number 2 for the Vintage. Stand by, drivers. Listen for the tone. Off and away we go. Paul Upton leads them off from pole position. 2nd place is the winner, I believe, from the first leg, James Pritchard. Paul Upton leads them around from James Pritchard right behind him. We've got a massive thanks to Paul Upton leading them round. He is the main guy who puts on this event, gets it all organised with the Silverstone Model Car Club. So Paul Upton put loads of work into this event. He's still having a go racing himself. And Pritchard's had an error from the 2 spot, so drops him down to 3. Rory Tooley, I think, nipped through there to the 2. Paul Upton down the straight he goes, your race leader. Here he comes past race control. Purple and a green car going towards the driver's stand now. Up the jump. No big air from Paul, nice and safe. Those drivers take a risk when they send it over that jump. Cars can bobble on the landing. So race is on for 2nd and 3rd down the straight to go. That's the main battle on track. Rory Tooley 2nd and James Pritchard 3rd. Pritchard on 2 wheels but saves it. Rory Tooley with a checkered flag on the back of his car in 2nd place. Paul Upton wants those 2 to battle it out between themselves so he can just try and break away at the sharp end of this race. Down the straight he goes. Here comes 2nd and 3rd, not too far behind. We'll check them as they go. Paul Upton 22.4. Rory Tooley chasing him 22.1. So the gap is 1.2 seconds at the sharp end of this one. Leader coming onto the green Astro section now. Here comes 2nd and 3rd. So we'll keep an eye on 2nd and 3rd down the straight they go. James Pritchard, winner of leg number 1. The way it works is these guys do 3 leg finals, but if they get the win in the 1st and 2nd leg, they've made the overall win because they cannot be caught. James Pritchard on Rory Tooley, they're going through to the 2 spot. The leader, Paul Upton, here he comes on the centre tabletop, turning left, going towards the driver's stand. We'll keep an eye on 2nd and 3rd. James Pritchard being chased now by Rory Tooley. Can they do anything about the lead of Paul Upton ahead of them? Paul coming up on traffic onto the straight. Great driving, just lets him through there. So our focus is still on 2 and 3 down the straight they go. Over the double. Coming past race control. We'll follow them on the camera. This is a race for 2nd and 3rd. Can have a huge effect on the overall results today for these guys. 3 minutes approaching on the master clock, 2 minutes to go. Down the straight goes the leader, but we follow 2nd and 3rd. Rory having a look every way he can. Oh, he goes a little bit short there. It's a back marker crashed ahead, so don't worry about that. Car will move out of the way. Leader's had a mistake, just getting caught on the pipe, just costing him half a second or so. So no major issue there. Still the closest race is 2nd and 3rd coming on the straight now. 1 minute 35 remaining on the race clock. Here comes James Pritchard. So he got a win in leg 1. If he gets a 2, that means he's got 3 points combined. So we go to leg number 3. If the results stay as they are, Pritchard getting tangled up there was a mistake with the back marker. So Rory Tooley's going to get closer and closer. Oh, he's nibbling away, giving him a little love tap as they go round. Down the straight they go. Paul Upton just checking out now. These two battling out, letting Paul Upton edge away up front. Coming down to the final 1 minute. Can Rory Tooley do anything about James Pritchard ahead of him? Daniel Worcester, you running fourth. Matt Tunks running 5. All our attention still on second and third. Oh, Pritchard out of shape. Here comes Tooley. 50 seconds on the race clock. If Rory can get this second place back and take it off James Pritchard, it's going to make leg 3 even more interesting later on today. Over the paved section they go, over the jump, turning right, onto the green Astro. Rory Tooley looking every way he can. These cars very similar on pace, as you can see. Very little in it down the straight. They're both as quick as each other. 25 seconds remaining. They're going to go this lap and one more lap after this for the leaders. They're just about going to make it round. So Paul Upton down in the straight now, still leading. Second and third coming onto the straight. He's over the top of him. Here they come, drag race. They're going to go around for one final lap. Can Rory Tooley do anything about Pritchard ahead of him? He thought about it. Got to be clean and tidy manoeuvre. You've got about 500 pairs of eyes watching you. Is there going to be a move? Onto the straight they come. Down the straight, is he going to send it on the last few corners? Oh! Great marshalling, Reese. So, what a race. Put your hands together. Paul Upton winning it. James Pritchard second. And Rory Tooley third. What a race and what a finish. So, that was leg 2.
Okay, drivers and marshals ready. Please listen for the tone. So off and away we go. Front 3. Oh, Paul Upton. Oh, James Pritchard. I am glad we've waited half an hour to watch you stack it at turn number 2. Paul Upton led it, but this means Rory Tooley to a point, and Rory Tooley can take the win here, as can Paul Upton. So James Pritchard is, oh, I don't even know where he is. It's absolute carnage in the middle. So absolute carnage, but out front, Rory Tooley and Paul Upton, 2 of your 3 potential winners. Now James Pritchard doesn't need to do any more. As it stands, he is currently winning, but Paul Upton and Rory Tooley, they have a 1 and a 2. They all have a 2 or a 1. James Pritchard has the quickest 1. No, Paul Upton has the quickest 1 with a 15.5.11. Rory Tooley will have to beat that if positions remain as they are. So Rory Tooley, you're kind of racing the clock and you're kind of racing Paul Upton. So the way free leg final works for the crowd, you take your best 2 scores of the 3. So if you win 2 races, you have won. If you both have a 1 and a 2, then the guy with the quickest 1 will be the winner. And as it stands at the minute, Rory Tooley and Paul Upton will both have a 1 and a 2. So it will come down to who the quickest racer is. Now James Pritchard's worked his way up to a 3 spot, but that's not going to help him because these 2 are a monumental mile out front. So Rory Tooley and Paul Upton are doing battle as they come on to the AstroTurf corner. These 2 are racing for the win pretty much. The target is a 15.5.11 if I'm not mistaken. So, oh, Paul Upton up the inside. So Paul Upton up the inside of Rory Tooley. Nicely done on the corner tabletop. So the chaser becomes a chasee. Can Paul Upton hold on to the pressure? Paul Upton knows he takes the win if he wins this leg. Rory Tooley knows that he has to be in front at the finish if he is to stand any chance. Excuse me. So Paul Upton and Rory Tooley up and down the front side tabletop onto the paving slabs and off. And they're coming up on back markers. Back markers do not be a factor. Time is relevant here, so down the straight, your lead 2. We're looking at the turquoise and purple car, then the orange, yellow and checkered. They come off the corner tabletop into the front side tabletop. It is Paul Upton, it is Rory Tooley onto the paving slabs and off again. Up and down the roller jump and onto the AstroTurf. These two are rocking and rolling with a very quick time estimated. Oh, Paul Upton's going to make an error there. We saw that coming 4 corners ago. So now that's going to leave Rory Tooley in the point, and here comes Pritchard. So James Pritchard needs to get past Paul Upton because that would give Pritchard an advantage. Paul Upton currently has a 1 and a 2, so yellow car out of the way, please. Oh, I'm not sure about James. So Paul Upton needs to chase down Rory Tooley. Rory Tooley's got to set the fastest time. James Pritchard is in amongst it as well now. So this has so many permutations. All we know though, Rory Tooley, if he sets the quickest time here, he will be the winner. And that quickest time has to be better than a 15 laps in 5 minutes and 11. So your race leader coming into frontside tabletop, drives off it, nicely done. Into the paving slabs. And away, and then behind them on the paving slabs now, you've got James Pritchard on his roof. So Paul Upton now has nothing but racetrack in front and behind. 53 seconds remain. 53 seconds on the master clock. Oh, Rory Tooley flirts with a pole of pain. And we are 12 laps down. We have, oh, he's not, I don't think you're on it. I don't think you're going quick enough, Rory. We are 12 laps down. You've got 3 to go. As you come down the straightaway now, you're going to come into turn 1 through the switchbacks. You have got 2 laps to go. He is not quite on it. So Rory Tooley got to throw everything at it. As it stands, Paul Upton, I believe, is going to take the win unless he makes a mistake and lets James Pritchard through. So Rory Tooley coming onto the washboards. You've got this lap and one more for your 3 leaders. Paul Upton, as it stands, I think he will take the win. Rory Tooley goes through. And you're estimated a 5.17. It needs to be a 5.11. So Paul Upton, you've got to keep it rubber side down. Rory Tooley, though, going over the speed hump onto the AstroTurf section. He's going to come over the roller. Down the washboard, Rory Tooley, down the main straight, your leader, and going to take the win in vintage A-Main, number 3, Rory Tooley. Paul Upton going to finish in second, James Pritchard going to finish third. And if I'm not mistaken, a 5.18 finishing time for Rory Tooley means that the overall is going to be Paul Upton in first, James Pritchard in second, and Rory Tooley going to finish in third overall. That's a wrap of vintage A-Main number 3. And Paul Upton is going to be your winner of vintage here at the British Offroad Open Grand Prix.
I have to say, Paul, the vintage looks absolutely stunning. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so it's the re-release Cougar 2 Works. Still got the standard shocks on it, so I'm not with the big bores on it. 10.5 turn motor, so it's pretty standard, really. Yeah. It's just got a few blingy bits on it, but it's pretty standard, really. So. Cool.
Well, we're not going to hold the meeting up too long. I'm obviously here with RacewayOne, but we also want to say a big, massive well done to the club. Yeah. Great event, great effort. You've got to clear up now, though.
Yes, that's it. A couple of hours packing away, and then unload it all Tuesday night. So, yeah, Tuesday we'll be all done for another year.
Thank you very much, Paul. Cheers. Appreciate it.
Thank you.